Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Whenever you watch this video, hello to you. Hello, hello. I'm not one for sitting and waiting 3-4 minutes for people to come on. I just like to say what I have to say and then jump off. So I just wanted to come on and talk a couple minutes. Hey Carolyn, hey sweetie. I just wanted to come and talk tonight because I just had an amazing experience the last 2 days. I was asked to be a moderator at Side Gig Con 2021, and everything just kind of ended, and I had this overwhelming feeling of just being grateful because have you ever been in a situation where you turn around and you look and you say, God, how did I get here? How did I get amongst these people? How did I get connected? And God has a way of divinely connecting us to people and putting us in situations that completely shift our mindset and change our mindset. You know, I've been doing this ministry, and if you watch me, I always say I'm just doing what the Lord tells me to do. I have no idea what I'm doing. I ask for help because I know that I need help. And today, I learned so much. Over the last 2 days, I learned so much. I was introduced to people that I never heard of before, right? Never heard of them, didn't know, but I learned about business and how to start business, and that it's okay to make mistakes, and there's no perfect plan. You can have a plan, but there's no perfect plan, and you're gonna make mistakes, and there's gonna be missteps. And I'm just so grateful because someone thought enough of me. Someone thought enough of me to ask me to be a moderator. And in that moment when I was asked, I was thinking, you want me to be a moderator? Like, who am I? And then the Lord always reminds me who I am. And so I just want to encourage someone tonight that you never know the opportunities that are going to come your way. You never know who God is going to place in your life to bless you. You never, ever know how one interaction can lead to another interaction and grow from there. And so I'm just so grateful tonight. I'm grateful for people who see in me what I don't always see in myself. I'm grateful for people who love me enough to push me even when I'm terrified. I'm grateful for people who pray for me. I'm grateful for those who support me. I am just super grateful. 2 of my sisters are on here tonight that are watching right now, Carolyn and Anna. I am grateful because I know, hello Dawn, I'm grateful because I know that even when I don't ask for prayer, people are praying for me. How do I know? Because when I walk into situations, when I'm seemingly terrified, when I feel like I'm unfit, when I feel like I'm unqualified, it is the prayers of those who are part of my circle that strengthen me. It is the prayers of my husband and my children that strengthen me, that when I am saying, Lord, how did I get here? I don't know what I'm doing. Give me the words to say. I am riding on the prayers of others. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had. because it's going to add to this that I'm doing, this that I do to glorify God. It's not about me. The healing process that I went through was nothing easy. And I say that I do this because I want to be for someone else what I so desperately needed as a little girl, as a young adult, and even as a woman. I needed someone to let me know that I wasn't alone in my situations, that I wasn't alone walking a journey to wholeness, that other people had experienced trauma in their childhood, that other people had experienced being homeless and being a single mom and everything that goes along with those traumas. We don't talk about our traumas, and then those traumas end up eating us alive. This was supposed to be a live about being grateful, but I do this because we don't have to live life carrying the burdens of our past. We can walk into our present. We can be present today and be healed, and we can walk into tomorrow and be healed, and we can do that with a plan. We can do that by leaning into the Lord. How do I do that? I do that every day, waking up with prayer. Sometimes out of my sleep, I wake up praying, and I worship and I praise and I pray and I dig into my word. That is how I've come to this place. That is how I've come to this place of just being grateful for the little things. It may seem like, wow, she's on here, she's just talking about being grateful. I have an overwhelming sense today of gratefulness because I never thought that I would be here. See, when I say I never thought I would be here, I never thought I was going to live to be 50 years old. There was a time in my life where I used to think, I'm going to be dead before I'm 50. I've got too many things going on. I've got health issues. I've experienced homelessness. I've experienced being in a domestic violence relationship. I experienced abuse as a child. All these experiences I thought were going to lead to my death before 50. Before 50, I thought I was going to be dead. So when I have a day like today, and I have a weekend like this weekend, I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. Because in less than 2 months, I'll be 51. And the Lord allowed me to birth something in my 50th year. The year that I used to pray to live to, He allowed me to birth something, and He allowed me to start walking in my purpose. See, y'all don't know what it took to get here. The tears, the nights when I would cry out to God, why, God, why am I going through this? Praying to end the pain, praying, just take me. If this is what my life is, Lord, just take me. I don't want to do this anymore. But see, there was a plan and there was a purpose. There was a plan and a purpose that I didn't know. So even if I come on these lives sometimes and there's nobody here, but the Lord keeps telling me, just talk. Because whether somebody watches it today or in 10 years, it might help someone. See, we don't think that what we say sometimes is relevant. We don't think that what we're doing sometimes is relevant, but it's not until later on that it might catch hold of someone and it might save somebody's life. So I'm on here tonight because I'm grateful today, July 17th, 2021. I am grateful. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for the times that I was homeless. Why? Why were you grateful for the times that you were homeless? Because now I have a roof over my head. I have a roof over my head. See, we don't understand sometimes the depth of people's gratefulness. Because I didn't always have a roof over my head. I didn't always know where I was going to lay my head. I've lived in a shelter 2 times in my life. Did I ever think that was going to be me? No. So now I can sit in a room and come into a room and pray and praise the Lord and be grateful because I have a roof over my head. See, sometimes we want more. Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have. But guess what? Somebody would love what we have, what we're not grateful for. Sometimes we want more. We have a vehicle, but we're always thinking about the next car we're going to get when somebody else is walking to work or walking to church or walking just to go see a friend. See, I'm grateful because I have a car that's sitting outside, and I had a moment this week when my car wasn't working and I was so upset. And my husband said to me, "You're upset about an inanimate object?" And I was thinking, yes, I'm upset about my car, but guess what? I have a car. It was just getting worked on. So I'm grateful for my car. I'm grateful for the clothes that I have on my back. I'm grateful for my health because I was not always healthy. See, we have to take moments sometimes and be grateful for the little things. Hey, sis, another one of my sisters is on. We got to take moments and just be grateful for what seemingly are the little things that some people pray to have. Some people pray to have food on the table and clothes on their back and a roof over their head and a car. And we take those things for granted. We're sitting up here on social media now. There's some people that are here watching me on social media, watching me on a phone or a laptop or a tablet. There's some people that don't even have that. See, we assume that because we have things, that everybody has it. But that's not always the case. We forget that we didn't always have high-speed internet, that we had dial-up. We forget that, I grew up with a rotary phone and a phone on the wall, and we didn't always have call waiting. And it was something if you had a cordless phone, right? Back in the day, if you had a cordless phone, that was something. But we take for granted the things that we have now. What if we had to go back to rotary phones and answering machines and all those things? Could we handle it? Could we really handle it, or would we be complaining? See, I'm thinking today about the things that I'm grateful for, because I was asked to do something that I never thought I would be asked to do. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my sisters that are on here that are watching. I'm grateful for the people that are going to watch this later and share this later. See, I only came on here to talk about the event that I was a part of today. And God willing, I'm going to be blessed to be a part of it again next year, because every year I grow and I glean, and I believe that God's going to allow me to be a part of it. Hello, Annalise. See, this is what I'm grateful for right here, right? When I talk about being grateful, this is what I'm grateful for, because I have somebody watching Annalise Fair, who I have known almost my entire life. That's something to be grateful for, because there's some people who don't have long-lasting relationships. There's some people that don't have people in their life for sometimes months, but there's somebody watching, somebody who saw that I was on, who's known me since we were kids. See, I'm grateful for those relationships, and social media has helped in those areas because I can stay connected to people who I've known since I was a child. I can stay connected with people that I went to grade school with and that I went to high school with. I can stay connected with people who I might not otherwise know. See, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for friendships and relationships that span decades. That's a blessing to me. That's a blessing. See, we don't think about those things though, do we? We don't think about the fact that you might know somebody almost your entire life and still be able to keep in touch with them. At this age, that's a blessing. It's a blessing that I can go back home to Connecticut and still see people and be received, and people remember, and I can go and I can engage with people. That's a blessing. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I grew up in a small town. See, when sometimes where you grow up, you don't recognize the blessing of where you grow up. I grew up in a small town. I grew up in Bethel, Connecticut, a really small town. And I don't know why the Lord has me going here, but I grew up in a small town where there were not a lot of African Americans. Very few. I went to a school where it was just, in grade school, it was just me and my brother that were the only people of color. And then when I went to high school, there was maybe, not diverse, maybe a dozen people of color. But see, what that taught me was how to love all kinds of people. It taught me how to love people, right? And what that did was that set me up for this season in my life where I say, Lord, I want to love people like you love people. I want to forgive people like you forgive people. See, I didn't realize as a child, he was setting me up to be exposed to all kinds of cultures and people from different backgrounds. And he allowed me to just love people. So when I see my friends and I go back home, I just see people. I just love people. And the Lord was showing me at a young age how to love and see people as he sees them. I'm grateful for that, because the world in which we live in, sometimes they want us to be divided. And see, I don't have that. I don't have that, because where I grew up, how I grew up, it's just not who I am. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that when things happen in the world, people call me to see how I'm doing. People call me to see how I'm doing, to see how my children are doing. See, that's a blessing. And I'm grateful. I'm just grateful tonight. There's nothing else that I can say except for I am grateful. There are people on this live that are watching me that I have a relationship with, connection with, that I've never met before. But I have a sisterhood and I have a relationship and I'm connected. And that is nothing but God. That is the hand of God on my life, placing people in my life for a reason. And I'm grateful. See, our obedience opens things up. See, I could have said, I'm about to get off, right? But I could have said, no, I don't want to do the conference. I could have let fear grip me. I could have let all those doubts grip me. But instead, I said, you know what? There's a reason why God wants me to do this. Yes, because what I'm learning is God will place people in my life. And if you trust somebody enough and they ask you to do something and you know their relationship with God, then I trust the God in them to say yes. See, that's where I'm at. If I know you and you're in relationship with me, and I know you got a tight relationship with the man upstairs and you're obedient to him, and if my daddy says to you, I need you to ask Nicole to do this. Though she may be scared, though she may be walking in doubt, and though she may have some of those thoughts come back into her mouth and into her mind, go ahead and ask her. See, because I know if my daddy sent you, then it's something that he wants me to do. So I'm grateful for the people that the Lord has placed in my life that pray for me and that push me, because that leads me and guides me into my purpose. So I'm just grateful tonight. I'm grateful for all of y'all that are watching. I'm grateful for the people that God has placed in my life and the opportunities that he has given me. And I just, on a Saturday night, ask you to take a couple minutes and just sit with the Lord and think about what you're grateful for. And he'll start flooding your mind with things that you're like, oh, wow, I am grateful for that. See, I would talk about the things that I'm grateful for that happened during COVID, but I'm going to save that for another time. Because although it's been a stressful year and a half for some, the Lord has blessed me and prospered me and moved me and propelled me in this season. So if we are able to prosper in a pandemic, imagine what the Lord can do when we come out of it. 100%. I'm done, y'all. I thought I was going to be on here for like 5 minutes. If this helped you, share it. Just share it. You know, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Just share. I said once before, you know, there was an old commercial back in maybe the 70s, 80s, I don't know, but it was Fabergé shampoo. And it showed a picture of a woman, and she had the Fabergé organic shampoo, and she was talking about how great it was. And she said, you know, I told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. And so my request is that you just be my and so on. If this video has blessed you, if my videos bless you, if you are inspired by my page, just be my and so on. Share it. You know, there are so many women that are broken and yet walking through life pretending that they're not. So if we can imagine, I know I said it was getting off, but I still got something to say. Imagine what would happen if all of our mothers, aunts, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, nieces, sisters, imagine if we started being real about our brokenness. Imagine if we started talking about our brokenness. Imagine if we started healing from our brokenness. What would our families look like? What would our families really look like? What would the family barbecue look like? What would the family reunion look like? Instead of people saying, I'm not going because she's there or he's there and he did that to me. Because most of the time, we don't talk to people because of a broken place. Now, don't get me wrong, there's traumas that happen. But what if we as women started really going through the process of healing? What would that mean for our families? What would it mean for our next generation? See, I'm going through this process of healing so that the next generations in my family don't have to go through it. I have daughters, I have nieces, I have nephews. Let's not forget that men go through trauma and men are broken too. What would it look like if we actually started healing ourselves, if we all actually got whole for real? What would that look like for our families? What would that look like for our community, in our neighborhoods. See, this is not just about one person at a time. We start with one person, but then we grow. And that's why I say it's the and so on. Because we got to touch the people in our family. See, I can't go out here talking to everybody else if I'm not talking to my own about their own healing. And I tell my children, I don't want you to be in your 40s and 50s healing from your mommy issues that maybe I may have caused. So if we got stuff that we got to heal and figure out, let's figure it out. If there's things I got to apologize for, tell me so I can apologize for that stuff. See, because I didn't have the opportunity because my mom was gone when I was 25. So I had to figure out that healing process. I had to figure out my mommy issues without my mother present. I had to figure out that forgiveness stuff without my mother present. So we got to start healing so that our families can be healed and our communities, right? We talk about healing the nation. Well, it starts one person at a time. We got to heal. We got to be better, not just for us, but for the next generations. Okay, I'm done. I don't know where that came from, but I'm done. So if this helped you, share the video. Go watch my other videos. I have a YouTube channel. Things are going to be changing. The Lord has given me some stuff to do. So I appreciate your time that you spent with me tonight. I appreciate every like, every share. Have a wonderful evening. Be blessed. And just take a couple minutes to think about what you're grateful for on this day. And then tomorrow, think about what you're grateful for tomorrow. So I'm thankful for all of you. Have a blessed evening yourself, Carolyn and Tanya, Dawn, if you're still watching. If you pop in and you watch the replay, just type in replay and let me know that you watched. Share the video. And yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a bunch of videos over there. Have a wonderful evening. And above all, let your healing begin. Be grateful. And always remember that you were meant to be whole for real. Have a great night, everyone. I will talk to you soon. Love you as well, Tanya. Peace and blessings. Good night, everyone.